Good morning, Hapeville friends and neighbors. I didn't give a pre-warning that I was going to be walking this morning because I wasn't sure I was gonna. Then I decided just to take a walk and just be on my own. And I was like, I'm out here. May not be a long walk, but I am at the intersection of Oak Drive and Logan Place. I love Logan Place because it's just this little strip, and that means, I'd have to double check this, but I don't think, even though Logan Place exists, I don't think there's an address on Logan Place because there's only this house, which faces Oak, that house, which faces Woodrow, and that house that faces Woodrow. So this little, I'd be interested to know when that got cut through. I'll have to look at my old map from 1939 and see if it's there. Anyway, I'll walk around a little bit. This is number 470, and every time I look at it, obviously this was added on at some point, and the original little house is there. But I've told this story before. Good morning, Sandra. Of number 470, back in 1944, I think it was, the little boy that lived here, him and a friend walked up to the park. And they decided to play in the reservoir that was up there where the baseball fields are now. And only one boy returned, the boy that lived here, I forget his name. He drowned. Good morning. All right, we're walking down Oak, and this is always an interesting little strip, in my opinion, because they all still look really old, like they haven't been renovated at all, and they're up on these hills. I suspect that some of these are not going to survive, but I wouldn't mind this one. That's a nice little fixer-upper, I think, and it's for sale. Number 463 Oak, this one. And then there's this one. I would totally remodel that one. The only thing is these driveways are really steep, and that is not my favorite. Oh, this one got redone recently. I'll be darned. What number is this one? And it's got this huge corner lot, which I would imagine is gonna change. This is number 464. Really, they just added some shutters and a coat of paint. But that's a nice big corner lot. I'd fence that in and I'd have fun with that. There's a duplex over there on the corner of Woodrow. Oh, interesting. That little shotgun style house there. Good morning, Sandra. I hope you're having a good day. I think I'm probably gonna walk down Woodrow. No, you know what? I'll walk all the way down to the end here. Maybe look that way down Woodrow. I hope you're having a good morning today, Sandra. Got any big plans for today? Number 453, which is, looks like, oh, there we go. And 451. These look like these were built at the same time that the Central Park area was built over off King Arnold. So I'm gonna guess 1996 for these. So all of the houses that were originally here on Oak, gone for a couple decades. There's a duplex at 449. Good morning, Julie. I'm just walking down Oak this morning. Here's number 447 with the old awnings. I've mentioned that before. I love the aesthetic of those old awnings, and especially if you're gonna sit on your porch on a rainy day. What I don't like is they block out a lot of sun, but I would suppose that back in the day that was the point because they didn't have central air conditioning, so they wanted to keep out the sun. So, and now we're at the end of the street, and some people out there, I'm not gonna film them because they didn't look very receptive, but this number 443 and number 441. Somebody that follows me had told me they remember these houses from their childhood, or their grandma lived here or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And then we're down to where Lake Drive meets Oak. There was a lady that was complaining that there's no nativity over in East Point. Well, sweetheart, drive over here, because we have one. The animals haven't arrived yet. The animals haven't arrived. It's just Mary, Joseph, and the baby. But you know, animals are notoriously late to events. And let's see, Forest Hill is down here, but I'm gonna turn because there's a new house. See that big house that was built since I've been here? Number 360. That's a pretty house. It's big. I do too, Julie. I like the big windows at the bottom, right there. I don't know that I would like that driveway, but that happens all over Georgia, man. You've got some steep driveways in this area, and I'm just always afraid that my emergency brake is going to give out. But that is a lovely house, and it's just it looks like a piece of art because it's sitting up on the hill like that. Look how it's so interesting to see how architecture changes. This is, you know, modern, and this was just like 30 years ago. Big difference. This is 366, and it says on the mailboxes A and B, so it looks like they have an apartment added to their house. Number 373. Look at that. Now that's a tree. This one was for sale for a while, and it looks like it finally sold, and there's a family there, and they decorated their front porch. I love this style house, a mid-century modern house with the open carport and just a simple brick square house. Those are nice, I like them. There's one over on Jackson Street that's similar to this one. Number 383. Wait a minute, maybe it wasn't this house. No, this was the one that was for sale for a while. And actually, I'm only 99% of that sure of that. I can't remember if it was this one or that one. I think it was that one. It's interesting, you don't see it often, but their backyard is wide open to the other side. Usually folks have their fences up. Grady Place. Papa's not walking up that hill. Yeah, I love the big windows on that white house too, Sandra. Ooh, it's a quiet day, and I started walking without eating breakfast first. What is, oh, here we go. My brain was playing a trick on me. I was looking up here and I saw that construction and I couldn't figure out where I was. It's the park. 395. I always like that mailbox. Although I like color, so that thing would pop with lots of color if I lived there. Do you guys do that? Do you ever drive around and look at other people's properties and go, if that was mine, this is what I would do? I like that one too. I painted a different color. Same house, just the reverse. And then they added a window on. The originals are, I'm gonna guess 1950. That's my guess, 1950. And here we are back at Logan. Yeah, there, oh, this place probably has a Logan address. So that answers my question. Yeah, because this house faces lake. This house faces lake. And we were just over there. So this stretch, nothing. But, oh, I never noticed that before. We do have a Logan Street address, and it would only be, I'm almost 100% sure, but I don't know how far down it goes past where I was here, but 3230 Logan. Oh. Well, there you go. Good morning, Thomas Harvey Elliott. This morning was just an impromptu walk. I really don't have a lot to say. I'm just walking around and enjoying the overcast day. That blue house is still for sale. I love how many windows there are on that house. $426. A couple of weeks ago, I walked down here, and it's when I learned that Beverly and Don, they married and lived in a house on Dorsey in 1983. We'll get to look at the park and see the progress that they've made over here. Because as you saw when we walked through Cofield Park the other day, it's beautiful. They've done such a good job over there. They're updating all the parks, which I think is so wonderful. I hope it brings the kids out, but you know, iPad screens and such. But you don't really see kids out playing in Hapeville. You just don't. And it's a combination of things. It's not 1950s or 60s anymore. So there aren't as many families with kids here as there used to be. And then also, kids don't go outside and play like we used to, unfortunately. I don't know if this means it's open or not. Doesn't say you can't go, but just to be safe. They got a new swing set, a new climbing thing, and then they kept the other thing that they put there in the early 2000s. They were like, it has more years on it. Okay. And they added that, but it's not ready apparently. Somebody wrote to me and told me that a while ago I put an article up from 100 years ago about an artesian well, a 700-foot artesian well that was being, water was being bottled for health purposes and sold. And it was like, come to Hapeville and have some healing artesian water. And not long after posting that, one of you reached out to me and said, when I was a kid, my mom and I would walk by here, or my grandmother and I would walk by here, and before this apartment building, there was a stone structure here. And she said, she remembers her grandmother telling her it was an artesian well. Which it would make total sense that it would be right here, right? Right off Old Jonesboro Road. On this spot that kind of goes down. Oh, there's the guy y'all were telling me about before, who's lived there for a long time. Good morning.
Hi.
How you doing?
How you know?
All right. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Thank you. Seems like a nice guy. Y'all told me who he is on a previous walk. Just the idea that he's lived there for so long, I think is so cool. It's a quiet morning in the world, and right here, look how close these are, you guys. Wow. These houses are huge, and you could literally stand between them and touch the walls. I just like being outside so much that I would feel like, where do I go? I never like to feel like I'm trapped in my house. I go out and sit out in our backyard all the time. But after living in New York for so long, in a place where you can't stretch out your arms like that, it feels good to be able to do it. All right, Sandra, thanks for joining me this morning. And I'm almost home. So I will say create yourselves a great day, and I'll see you next time.